Shetty?
I can hear you.
Yeah, wonderful. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lag.
They're live.
Yeah, we are live. You can see that.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Good. So even I can see it here. Good evening, Dr. Shetty.
Good
And
evening, Suchitra. Nice to be here. Sorry for all the viewers. We messed it up yesterday. We are not good at technology. And so my apologies to very openly and please forgive us.
yes, and they will. They all love us, isn't it? So
Well,
viewers,
you know them better.
yeah. So all the viewers, we are so happy to have Dr. Harish Shetty over here with all of us. And as I was talking to a lot of you yesterday also, he is such a prolific personality. We are blessed to have him here today. Dr. Shetty's entire career spans, of course, more than 3 decades, and it's wonderful amount of work that he has done. A lot of inspiration for his students, for his patients, for therapists like us, and it has been great to have him around all the time with any kind of issues, anything that is happening. He's always there. His work in abolishing this whole segregation aspect of students in school has been pioneering. He is always in the forefront when it comes to the suicide prevention aspect. Nowadays, it is one of his most important and heartfelt involvements. There have been so many institutes in which Dr. Shetty has been teaching. His personal practice is well known to all of us. And in fact, I don't even need to give any introduction. Most of you obviously know him. And that's wonderful to have you here, sir.
Thank you, Suchitra. Same here.
Yes,
I'm very happy to be here.
thank you. Thank you so much. We really feel blessed. Dr. Shetty, to start with this discussion, as you know, that Apara has dedicated this entire month to a lot of activities, blogs, articles, videos, interviews, like we are doing today, towards child and adolescent mental health, which I think is close to our heart, all the entire mental health fraternity. And we are thinking of doing a lot of things in this next 20 days as well. And I would like to put up certain questions, sir, so that we get your guidance and your wisdom that you have gathered throughout all your rich practice till now to understand a few things which are a tightrope walk, sometimes for parents, sometimes for educationists, sometimes even for the society as a whole, the problems that really intrigue all of us. And we want to solve them, but sometimes people really don't know what to do about them. And you could be a great guidance, sir. So my first question to you, Dr. Shetty, would be about teaching children to communicate emotions, and also adults in their life, like parents, teachers, having the ability to communicate emotions themselves to these children or to the adolescents. How important is it, sir, according to you? I'm sure it is. And if you could also tell us, how is it that these adults could access this aspect and the important skill, to reach out to these children and adolescents who are there around us?
Everything depends on the context and everything
Yes.
depends on the era. The function of feelings or how it rests on the table inside the home depends on various factors. Let me give you a metaphor. People were
Yes, sir.
born before independence. They traveled all the way from the villages and settled down in metropolis or in towns. They were struggling those days. It was an era of struggle. And in the era of struggle, you become stoic, you become reticent. You don't become Atla Gatitsa, but you become a little hard because there's no time to share emotions.
Yeah.
A man in the battle on the war front cannot look aside and cry for his fellow soldier who's shot dead. He has to go on with the war. So that entire group of people from the era of struggle were very stoic. Then came the era of consolidation. Whatever these guys made and built, the second generation consolidated it. You lived in Charles, they bought flats. You had you had distemper as the paint during the era of struggle. These guys put
Yes.
Lux paint and Asian paint, and slowly the era of consolidation, uh, people started sharing feelings. I feel sad, I feel bad. I still remember in the era of struggle, they did not ask their children what faral they will eat for Diwali or what breakfast they'll have in the morning. They made, children ate. I was so upset when my wife asked my children, "To udya kai khana? What food will you eat tomorrow?" We were never used to it. Whatever was made was given. So from era of struggle to era of consolidation, and the third generation, who are approximately 0 to 25 today, are from the era of joy, era of pleasure. The roof was present, the plates were full in a large number of people. There could be people at different levels. Those who have experienced era of struggle in the 60s may be in the era of struggle even today. So the cycles are different. So what happened was, a child of today will tell his mother 100 times "I love you," or his father "I love you," but his mother and father may not have said that to their own parents because of the conditions in those eras. So what is important is, let's not look feelings just like that. We need to look at feelings in different contexts. So having said that, it's not true that an extroverted person shares all his feelings, or an introverted person would not share his feelings. No, it's not true at all. Extroverted person might talk a lot, but will not share any of his feelings. May not share any of his feelings. An introverted person may talk less, but he or she may share feelings. So what
True.
I would tell everybody on the earth, and those who are really watching the show, is you can instill softwares at the age of 1, 2, 3, or even at the age of 80. You can start somewhere. I still remember an 84-year-old woman who had come to my workshop, and all the others were staring at her. And she told all of them, "You are looking at me because you're wondering why I'm here." And she said, "आज तक जिंदगी ऐसे वैसे जिया है, आज से अच्छे से जीना है." So how do you start this feeling narrative inside your family? It starts
Yeah.
from the parents. Okay. Even if you have been stoic and you've not been hugged by your father or mother because they felt that hugging was not the right thing to do, you start hugging your children. Touch is extremely important, and that is a stimulative factor to open your heart. And start hugging your children, and start using feeling sentences, feeling phrases in your conversation. "I feel sad that you went down and played, but you came so late. I feel extremely angry that I taught you everything yesterday in mathematics and you really screwed up in the exams. I feel really angry. I feel terrible and horrible when you do not take precautions in the COVID era." So when parents start sharing feelings, and some parents come and tell me, "This cannot happen. I'm different." I said, "You may be different. Your experiences may be different, but if you can start now and share feelings, and if children learn to share feelings, then they might meet with accidents, but they'll come back and tell you.
Yeah.
And if they don't share feelings, they might meet with catastrophes. I'll explain how and why.
Hmm. Dr. Shetty, just to add to this, some people also say this, right? That हमारे घर में ऐसा नहीं करते हैं,
Ah,
हम
so
ऐसा नहीं बात
feudal
करते.
families, feudal families where the hierarchy is very strong,
Yeah.
they also have its own advantages. But in feudal families, reverence is worshipped. But let me tell you, the children of today are exposed to much bigger world than what I was exposed to 40 years ago. So when they're exposed to a much bigger world, it's a different product on whom you do not have much control. And what is very important is they share feelings very openly. I still give you an anecdote. If in the 70s, if a father lost money in the share market, the son would say, "काय झालं? कसं झालं अशी बाबा?" And if a father loses the money in the share market today, the child will come and say, Dad, you have no brains. So it is not an era of reverence, it's an era of respect, where the gap between the adults and the children are closing. So there are three
Yeah.
ways of communication in the families. Either you can use feelings, you can use adjectives, or you can use sarcasm, tomna or
Hmm.
tana. You have to choose.
Hmm.
And if you
Hmm.
are able to choose and practice sharing feelings, you'll understand that you have inculcated a software where he or she would come back and share his problems early. If you have used adjectives and use तुझ्यासारखा मुलगा मी बघितलंच नाही, कार्ट्या, कुत्र्या, and if you do that all the time, you remember he will stop loving himself, he will
Yeah.
stop feeling good about himself, and he will need a psychiatrist after 15 years or 20 years. So sharing
Yeah.
feelings is extremely imperative. Also after that, what is also very important, Suchitra, is that we are not robots. But
Yeah.
most of the times,
Absolutely.
if you're able to share feelings, you build a bond. If you share adjectives, you break the bond, and that I think is very simple. Sharing feelings also is not a sign of weakness. मी त्याला थाटपणे सांगितलं असं चालणार नाही. Well, that's also a feeling. Compassion is not about soft pedaling or soft top. Anger is also compassion. We are not Americans say, hey, my son, I'm afraid that if you have failed, you may not go to the next class. Indians will say, मला राग येतोय, तू कसं काय फेल झाला? आणि जेव्हा
Yeah.
and जेव्हा राग व्यक्त करतात तेव्हा हात उचलणार नाही. And when they express their anger, they will not slap the child. But when they block the feelings, they will use their hands and legs. So I would request every parent or anybody who's there on the show to help parents share their feelings, change their background at the age of 40, 35, or 45 is not difficult. Lastly,
Hmm.
many people say, Atun watla pahiजे. I should feel from within to share feelings. I tell them, life is not about from soul to the skin. It's also about skin to the soul. अभिनय करते करते प्यार होता है ना. In arranged marriage,
Wonderful.
do you know the wife or do you know the husband? You start saying, I love you, and then love starts from somewhere. And that I think is very important.
Thank you, sir. This was so enlightening, really wonderful. And you made it so easy for the entire audience to understand what is the sharing of feelings all about. Just the following question, which would come over here. Of course, there is a lot of ambiguity also that parents face while especially raising their teenagers, the adolescent age, right from 13 to 17, 18. And at this time, many parents are coming, they must be coming even to you, and we all professionals are having more of such parents coming in to ask therapists as to what to do in this situation, that what is that place where we understand the concept of privacy, that I truly believe that yes, my child has some identity of his or her own, and I am not supposed to cross that door somewhere, that boundary. And what is the time when in what kind of situations should I put my foot down and understand that this is not anymore about privacy, this is about secrecy. And secrecy may be dangerous, it might be harmful, and this also needs to be communicated to the child at some point.
Well, let's not borrow the philosophy of my space. Don't encroach my space from the West. We are a collectivistic group of people. We are not
Absolutely.
individualistic. So I'll give you an example. There was
Yes,
this
sure.
18-year-old boy who said, I closed my room and I don't want my father and mother to know what I'm doing. I
Hmm.
told him very clearly, the flat is owned by your father and mother, or father and or mother. Just look at the papers. Very, there is
Very
nothing
true.
like your space. You have to earn your money and build your space. So
Absolutely.
I would say Thotand hai, this business of Western travels. So from day one, I tell all parents, till the age of 18, you should not put a latch inside the room of the child if you have a big house.
Yeah.
You can respect his space, but he cannot stop you from encroaching your space. And
Yeah.
that is very important. Which means you can knock and go, but he cannot say tum andar aane ka hi nahi. Nahin. It has to start from day one. Number one. Having
Yeah.
having said that, what is very important is uh, parents say we just grew up. There were no problems, but the world has changed.
Yeah.
You cannot solve the problems of the present era with the rules of the yester era. No, it will not work. It won't work. So I'll tell you. So some parents feel Bharat's and Antar to Majashi Bolat na. He doesn't talk to me at all after 12. Till the 8th standard, he told me everything. I said, that's the time when he's moving away from you, where a boy becomes a man and a girl becomes a woman, and he starts talking to his friends. He'll tell you something, he'll tell his friends something, and he'll use different people to share different things. But what he should do,
Absolutely.
and what you should do, my dear parents, you have to instill softwares in the brain of the child as much as you can, and they're safety softwares. I would not say that you can successfully instill every software, but some behaviors in the early phase of life. Uh, Osho said it, Freud said it, and a lot of people have said it. So I would say there are few softwares which you have to really instill very early. Number one is uh, I should wait for my turn. Nothing wrong in that. I still remember I was around the time of tsunami in Japan, and after the tsunami, also, I saw people waiting for their turn. No problems. That was inbuilt in their culture, which means what?
Yeah.
Say, for example, I have this ice cream party as a metaphor. Say, for example, if you and you practice this, huh? It's good to practice this. Say, for example, you buy an ice cream on Friday and you want the ice cream to be eaten on Monday or Sunday. And if you have two children, if you're unlucky, you'll have one child. If you're lucky, you'll have two or three. By the way, all parents, if you have only one child, environment is good, mausam acha hai. And when we meet next year for Apara, you would say that I have a second child. Anyway, that's a personal belief. That's a personal belief. And then the smaller one will say, Mummy, Mummy, मला तुम्ही कोणाला सांगणार नाही मला थोडा आत्ता दे ना. And I सांगणार, he's little, no, he's small, no. Let us give him. No, he should be taught to wait. And he will try all his tricks, all his tantrums. But a tantrum is an opportunity to instill values. A tantrum is
Absolutely.
essential on the earth. Without a tantrum, people don't change. China is creating a tantrum. India is showing what to do. Perfectly all right. We'll teach China some values. So you do, and he says, "No, I will not eat my food." No problem. Why do mothers get upset when the child cries? Crying is important. It is beautiful. It is natural. It is necessary to instill a value. So first value is so Raivar Dupar says, and after he waits, he learns that he cannot get everything as he wants. His frustration tolerance improves, and he says, I have to wait for my turn, not eternally, but for a short time. At the same time, with this software, you also install another software. Experience small pain so that you can manage big pain in the future. ना सुनने की आदत बचपन से ही डालना. भाई सब कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. That would not mean that you should deprive him of simple things which he ought to get. Okay, don't say that I have walked till the school and he should also walk to. No, now you have a bus, you have a school bus. If you have a car, go in your car. Nothing wrong in that. So the second thing is teach him to experience small pain so that he manages big pain. Crying is important. If kids cry, it's a blessing, and don't hold your two palms so that the first drop of tears fall in your palm. That's the second software. The third software is also very important. And third software is sharing feelings, which you said.
Yeah.
So if parents say that I got upset, I got angry, children will start talking in the same range, and they will
In
share
the same
feelings
language.
openly. Absolutely. And the fourth thing, which is also very important, is teach the child to share bad news early. So how does it happen? That does not happen just, it's Indian.
This is so interesting, Dr.
Indian
Shetty. Could you
teachers are
elaborate on this?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry for this comb. Huh? Sometimes I do this. Indian teachers are very interesting. They will not share anything about themselves, but they'll say, "तुम्हारे घर में जो कुछ होता है हमको बताओ." काय को बताएगा? तुम कौन है? When teachers become vulnerable, and at 1/8 of the time they share part of their lives which they're comfortable with, not to seek relief, not because it's their need, but because of an attitude to humanize the entire teaching process. And when I still remember this event,
absolutely.
I can never forget.
It's such
this
a
event.
wonderful thing you said. Humanize the entire teaching process. It's so beautiful. The term.
So I still remember this event, and that's so beautiful. I still remember a teacher crying suddenly in the classroom, and she leaves the classroom. And as she leaves, she goes to the room of the teachers, and there everybody fires her. How dare you cry in front of the teachers? What will they think about you? Why you do that? You should have told me. If you're not well, I would have gone and taught the class. And when these things happen, they come to us because they don't know what to say. And they believe we have all the answers. Let me tell you, we don't have all the answers.
True.
Confession of a psychiatrist and a counselor. I don't have. So when she sat and said 3 hours, she asked me 3 questions. Have I done anything wrong by crying? I said, not at all. Not at all. You have shared your tears. You could not stop it. And it does not make you feel weak. The children will not humiliate you. The children will not think less about you. You were a natural human being at that time. So what should I do now? He said. I said, tell me, ma'am, why did you cry at that time? And she said that it was my husband's first death anniversary, and I remembered it. And she asked me, what should I do? I said, go back to the class next period and tell them, this is what happened, my dear children. I just could not stop crying and I felt extremely bad. The class was quiet. With one event, they learnt a value that crying is normal. It's not a sign of weakness. जो बह गया वो पानी है, जो रह गया वो जहर है. And remember, God is not stupid to give those. So if adults share bad news, if a father comes and says during COVID, I've lost my job. See, there are 3 ways of saying I've lost my job. Making a big face. I know all the fathers think they are God's gift to the human race, and they hold the entire earth on their shoulders, and they believe the mothers don't do anything. They don't understand that mothers do much more for the family than the fathers. So as they come home, they make a big face and they actually don't talk. And the wives have to realize what is wrong with him. And he wants the wife to think to understand what is happening just by the expression. That doesn't work.
Guessing.
That
The
doesn't
wife is
work.
supposed to know or
Yeah.
guess.
तुमको मुझे मेरा चेहरा देखे तुम्हें पता नहीं. And the second
तो
thing
बता
that
के
they
क्या फायदा है?
do, and then the
चेहरा देख
second
के
thing what
पता
they
नहीं
do
तो
is
बता
very
के क्या
interesting.
फायदा?
Second thing what they do is they abuse the family. अभी पैसा नहीं है, जॉब पूरा छूट गया, अभी कल से तेरा स्विगी बंद, अभी नाटक नहीं. And two things don't work. So what is extremely important with teenagers is you said you sit and have a meeting.
Yeah.
And in the meeting, say you share. Don't tell. Remember the difference of being telling, I have lost my job. I have no shame in accepting that I've lost my job. So you kill your shame at the same time instill a value. Let's all decide what to do. And when you share, let me tell you, children come with phenomenal creative answers because the simplest minds are the most profound. Educated minds are not very profound most of the time. So the simplest. So that's how you deal with teenagers. Also, remember, all parents, if the teenager is very obedient, you have lost him. You have lost him. If the teenager argues at home, rebels at home, that is a teenager. That is a normal teenager. And you'll say, to aikat nahi, indiscipline, nothing indiscipline. He will argue, he is a teenager. But remember one thing. Teenagers also have lucid moments. When you go for a drive, sitting next to you, when you are in a scooter, or when you sleep horizontally, they come and say, Baba, agle exam mein main acha karunga. And he said, maine exam ka pucha hi nahi. And sometimes they enter the kitchen. Kitchen is also a very beautiful place where the unconscious is open. When there is a lucid moment, you can share one line. I felt so nice that day when you helped my neighbor. Or I felt so upset that you shouted at me in front of everybody. It goes deep. So you need to use opportunities to bring your teenagers around. Having said this, let me tell you, every teenager is different. What works with Harish Shetty might not work with Mr. A or Mr. B. So sometimes it could be very difficult. And at that time, remember, we are not in a nuclear family at all. All of us are in joint families, though we are staying as nuclear family, because every child or teenager has some favorite uncle, favorite auntie, favorite teacher, favorite neighbor, or a favorite maid servant. There are at least 5 or 6 girls who come to me after breakup with their maid servant. They don't come with the mother. The maid servant has an influence. So what? So no shame. I'm a bad mother or no, nothing. If it doesn't work with you, you seek help from your family and relatives. And that is, I think, very important. Also, communication with the teenager, they need 4 things. Remember that. A teenager or a child in the school or in the family needs first is emotional safety.
Yes.
ठोक ठाक के ठीक करेंगे, फेंकेंगे नहीं. Second is respect.
Yes. Dignity.
Third is trust, and the fourth is love. Love is fourth. So, but at the same time, I would add that in 15 years ago, I would tell all parents, trust your child completely. But I have changed that sentence. Trust your child completely, but keep your eyes open, which is very, very important. So it's joy. And I'll tell you my experience with my teenagers who are now little more than teens. The elder one, if I had to talk to him, I have to talk to him about cricket, and then he comes around and he speaks to me. For the younger one, I have to talk to him about films. So find out. Uh, Family management has to also follow principles of management. Find out. By the way, all these men and women who are listening, how did you patav your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Did you go and say, I propose to you? You found out, you did research, you found out what he likes, what she likes. Do the same thing with your kids. And lastly, my dear friends, never hit a child. If you do this, no, there'll be pressure on your heart, umar kam ho jayegi, bacche ka atmatya toot jayega. And when you do this vertically, what will happen is they'll feel better, you'll feel loud, and there will be less pressure in your heart. And I still would want to share a last anecdote before we go to the next question. There was something as Game Boy and PSP.
Yes.
My son would say, Mala PSP, पाहिजे. And he said, मी सांगितलं नाही देणार, नाही देणार, नाही देणार. नाही, का नाही देणार? And that went on for 2 years. चर्चा चालू. बायकोनी सांगितलं, you give him 2 tight slaps, your father would have given you 2 tight slaps, everything would have been over. I said, no, I will not hit my child. What happened? He argued, I argued. He did not speak to me for half a day, one day. But at the end of the day, I did not disrespect him. I did not humiliate him. So if you allow this to happen in schools and families, you will give rise to a CEO. But you hit a child and calm him down, he will become a manager. So choose. CEOs are not born in MBA institutes. They are born in families.
Wow, wow. That was such a wonderful statement. And I think my biggest takeaway from what you just said was also this aspect of making your children participate in your sorrows and not just giving them happiness and thinking that, okay, I'm the only one who's
Don't
giving.
hide in the bedroom when you share these sorrows,
Absolutely.
and don't keep your children away. दीवारों को भी काने होते हैं. Remember, children are more perceptive than adults because they are
Yeah.
not yet uh, yet conditioned by other things. They're still pure and profound. So they understand something is wrong and they'll get very confused. And share your worries with the children, age appropriate. And it's important to understand that transparency prevents, saves energy and time. And that's, I think, which is very, very important between
Dr.
adolescents.
Shetty, this is so wonderfully explained by you, this whole thing about privacy and how
Mere
we are involved
privacy,
with
nahi Baba. Hindustan is a collectivist.
Yes.
So
But now, just
at the same
connected
time,
to it.
no, at the
Yes, yes.
same time, don't humiliate a child. Don't go and check
Yes,
his
yes.
phone. Don't go and
Yes,
check
I
his
was just
bag.
going to come to that
Yeah,
question
yeah,
because it has
yeah,
been asked by one of our participants here that, what to do when children are all into social media. And that is a space many times parents find very difficult to penetrate and to understand as to what's happening and with whom the child is actually uh, getting close, conversing, what is happening, behind that let us call an intimate screen. It is such a close screen that nobody else can actually come and,
Absolutely.
uh,
I
yes,
think what is very important for us to understand is, I said, trust your child completely, but keep your eyes open. So
yes,
you need to have age appropriate controls on the social media apparatus which the child uses. Number one,
yes.
you should never check his phone. And by the way, all you guys should not lock your phones. I don't lock my phone. No phones are locked in my house. Why should I? First of all, fingerprint, then this, that, and it should be a rule, no locking phones. At the same time, remember one thing, sharing feelings would not work when there's an emergency. Say, for example, you have heard or you've understood that something is wrong, and the
Hmm.
child comes late at night or he comes very early in the morning, and you feel that he's not speaking the truth. You have to take charge. You can't say, for example, if you're on the beach and your son is running into the water, you can't say, I feel very upset that you're running into the water. You will pull him up
True.
and bring him back and then say, I'm very angry at you. So when things go wrong, you have to understand that you need to take all precautions and take help from outside. Uh, See, mental health counselors or mental health professionals are Mandolika Bacha. If you see the movie Vastav, you'll understand the phrase Mandalika Bacha. We run mental health garages. So if there's anything which goes wrong, emotional arbitration is key. आम्हाला कळत नाही, तुम्ही सांगा मी काय करायचं. So
Very true.
social media, nothing wrong, but I would say that keep your eyes open and see to it that your interaction with them is live and they do not exist in it. But sometimes kids would go into Instagram, kids would do a lot of things on Instagram. I still remember this girl, 14-year-old girl, who started talking to a 21-year-old man, and and the parents found out. So keep alert, and if something like that happens, see that you seek help. You see that you seek help immediately. And sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, "Ha, Instagram, to आता चालवणार नाही आम्हाला." This is not done. We can't sit and debate and discuss an issue. In a family, you need to have few rules and many guidelines. आमच्या घरी
Wonderful.
नॉन व्हेजिटेरियन जेवण आम्हाला नाही. We don't have. We believe in prayers every day. I don't like smoking or drinking at all. So you have your values, three to four, but you can't have too many rules and few guidelines. So you find out what are the values, and there's no need to sit down. I still remember this incident in my house. My son, when I was coming back from a clinic, my son had a cigarette in his hand. He was in the 12th standard. I saw that. हरीश शेट्टी भडकला. डॉक्टर हरीश शेट्टी शांत झाला आणि गांधीजी ने कहा था गुस्सा पीना सीखो. I went up, calmed myself down, and I told him it was Friday. I told him I need to meet you on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. I need to speak to you about something. Man, Daddy, it's not mine. I brought it for somebody. I said I did not say anything. Sunday 2 वाजता समोर बसला आणि I told him one line. हा हे माझ्या घरात चालणार नाही. And I walked out. Hindi movies, that one line is important. No? Do you remember the entire paragraph? I did not sit down. You know how smoking is bad. You know how dangerous it is. No,
Yeah.
one line. At the same time, towards the end, I would like to say if your children are disturbed by anything, don't be hard and harsh on them. Let a mental health counselor help you in dealing with those children. But remember, go to the site of responsible netism and find out how you can
Yes.
control your children's social media. I repeat, responsible netism.
Responsible netism. Yes.
That's a powerful NGO and a very good NGO wherein you learn
Yes,
a lot
it's
of
a wonderful
how to manage your social media problems with children.
True. Dr. Shetty, in the line of what you were just saying, there's a question from one of our audience asking that what is the right time that you would suggest it's the right time to take your child to a professional and not deal with this issue yourself. Are there any visual, very clear visual messages that you can perceive through whatever is happening with your child?
Well, I would say you need to take your child. All children should go to the school counselor just for a checkup.
Very true.
Just for a checkup. You guys go for your annual checkup, medical checkup. थोडा तरी ताप आला तर ते पटकन पडतात. Don't go for that. Go for annual health checkup, just a mental, and take the child to a counselor to find out how is he. Because mental health counselors don't only treat illnesses and distress. They also help you to elevate your personality, just elevate your being, and help you think clearly, open your mind so that you can think very creatively. That is one. Secondly, what are the red flags? The signals. Well, any change in behavior. Kundali bagaitsa nahi. Don't go to the astrologer at all. Any change in behavior, do a checkup. Well, if you have pin in the chest, you'll go and do a cardiogram or a heart checkup, isn't it? Any change in behavior, that's number one. Number two is the child has started crying a lot without reason. Child complains of headache and stomach ache without any cause. Child also at times clings to you excessively. I'll sleep with you. I don't want to be alone. clings to the teacher. I'll help you carry your books to the teacher's room. Child is irritable and angry. I still remember this boy, adolescent boy. He broke things at home. Everybody said, "Abhi uska baap bhi gusse wala hai, ye bhi gusse wala hai." Then we found no, this was not adolescent turmoil. It was depression, excessive irritability and anger, marks
Yes.
going down, dressing up very badly, sleeping less or sleeping more, being having a lot of dreams and nightmares.
Yeah.
One child told his mother, I want to go to God. And the family was very happy. They said, Adhyatma mein ras aaya gaya bachche ko. Arey, I am going to God is not Adhyatma ka ras. It is basically saying, I don't want to live. And my dear parents,
Yes.
let me tell you straight,
Yes.
the age of the first onset of depression has gone down. The age of the first suicidal attempt has gone down. The age of the first sexual intercourse has gone down. The age of the first intake of drugs has gone down. The age of the first intake of alcohol has gone down. And the age of the first juvenile offense where children commit offenses has also gone down. So we are in a different world. So seek help when there's any change in behavior and all those signs which I just shared. And also to
Yeah.
enhance their personality and to really find out what he wants to do in life, a psychologist can be of very great help.
True, true, true. Dr. Shetty, coming to our next question, I think it's falling in line so well that when you spoke about all these things as to all these the age bar of every aspect going down, we have found it even last year. Even we spoke during the suicide prevention conference that we had met, and we presented a survey also over there through Opera related to life skills and how people feel. Sometimes inequipped to handle certain situations in very much like early adulthood or even late adulthood for that matter. So, it has been right now we can also see that everywhere there is a lot of awareness and many mental health professionals are taking this very seriously to talk to educationists, parents about the right kind of life skills to be taught at an appropriate age. As far as our Indian audience is concerned, Doctor, uh, how would you really consolidate this whole understanding for them in the wonderful manner that you're doing, categorizing it really so well and in such a simple manner? I would like you to talk about these life skills aspects and which really need to be developed in our country for the young. And in my view, even a 5-year-old child can be made to feel valuable in a household, right? But sometimes we see that parents, especially Indian parents, don't even feel that their 40-year-old son or daughter is big enough to handle their own life. And it does come up as middle-age problems and later issues and problems in marriage because of that as well. So while we are talking about child and adolescent mental health as preventive work, where would we go in this positive handling of life skills?
Uh, there are three ways of looking at it. First is let's not underestimate the wisdom of the human being,
Yeah,
and let's not look everything as an interventional exercise.
absolutely.
In
Yes,
fact,
sir.
the West has converted living into intervention.
Into intervention. True,
So I would
true.
say a community which has a history of more than 5,000 years, not interrupted.
Absolutely.
Akkadian civilization perished. Sumerian civilization perished. Egyptian perished. Greek perished. The Indian civilization has remained uninterrupted in spite of onslaughts from Genghis Khan to Corona. So there's
Right.
something there. There's some
Of
there.
course. Yes.
Just
A lot of wisdom there.
a foreigner comes and stays here for 15 days and then writes a book. That's not India. So first is understand that Upperwala has given natural wisdom in every child.
Absolutely.
So how
Absolutely.
do you churn that wisdom is very important. Do you allow
Yes.
that instrument or that beautiful wisdom to decay or to flourish? So
True.
I used to go to buy vegetables at the age of 5. I have gone to the fish market at the age of 10. Why? Because my father said, Lafade mein padne ka. My father always would say, when you go to school or come back, if anybody is in severe distress, and if you're in a group, please find out what the hell is happening. When I was a teenager, he said, if somebody is fighting on the road, see if you can help them. If somebody is fallen down, see if you can take them to the hospital. I was not the child which Indian middle class said, saral jaun, saral yaitsa.
Yeah.
कोणाचा भांडणात पडायचं. That's the first mistake which parents do. कोणाचा भानगडीत पडायचं नाही. आपल्याला काय, आपल्याला कम्प्युटर इंजिनियर व्हायचं आणि अमेरिकेला जायचं. What sort of people are you creating, yaar? Just because he has a US visa, he's not arrived. As Suchitra beautifully said, you might be a PhD, but you would not know how to handle your spouse and your family.
Absolutely, sir. Yeah.
So लफड़े में पड़ने का, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग पहले से ही घर में सिखाने का. And as you said beautifully some time back, participative discussion. That would not mean that you have to agree to your child. Huh? Even when you're buying a small stool, एकत्र बसायचं and allow them to reflect. They might come up with something beautiful you have never imagined. I'll tell you, the beauty of brains coming together. The outcome is you have never anticipated. There's always a pleasant surprise. I'm not saying consensus is the best way to deal with the problem. Consensus may not be the best way to deal with it.
It's like what you're talking about is agree to disagree.
Maybe sometimes. And if things don't happen, you have the power of the veto. No issues at all. No issue at all. So first is allowing the children to express their desires and their choices when you discuss आज टूल लाना है, मम्मी को फोन लाना है, चर्चा सत्र, and in that don't allow them to fly. Show them the boundaries. आमच्याकडे आईला फोन आणण्यासाठी 8,000 रुपये आहे. त्या क्षणी आपण कुठला आणू, and they will give you research and tell you how to buy. Say, for example, if onions are not available, sometimes, you know, in Maharashtra, onions are in the control of a few people. I would not share much. And onions are not there in the market. What will the father do? Bhajia nahi khayega hum log. Aya sala aajkal kya hai? No, sit down, say onions nahi. They will come up and say, if you ask the child what to do in a respectful manner, he comes with creative answer. If you say, कांदा नाही आता काय, कांदा भजी होणार नाही त्या, आम्हाला पाहिजे म्हणजे पाहिजे असं म्हणणार तो मुलगा. It's so important that decision making. That's number one. Number two, problem solving. In your building, a child has fallen down. How does the child respond to him? Is he compassionate? Would he go and spend time with the child when he's at home alone with a fracture? That is something you have to, and that is not happening in the upper middle class, in the middle class. Number three, how will they deal with feelings? WHO has enumerated many guidelines of what exactly is life skills which has to be taught in school. But mere classroom teaching of life skills is not important. I have told the Maharashtra government and the central government that all MBBS students and all MD students should work 30% of the time in the community. Why? They learn skills and they also understand the problem. Similarly, all children in school or at home should be exposed to situations, problems, so that they can reflect about solutions and they can be a part of the solution. Everything falls into place. We start very early. That I think is very important. Sometimes they'll make mistakes. They will make mistakes. Except without making mistakes, they will not learn. So I think that is what it is. That is what it is.
So what came up with what you said, Dr. Shetty, is like not treating your children as some kind of fragile entities, but knowing the internal wisdom inside them, which is so stoic and which is so strong and beautiful.
It is there. It is there.
Opportunity.
Absolutely. And equal opportunities are very important.
So when you were talking, there is another question that came to my mind, which has always been very interesting for me. And I'll just share a very small anecdote towards this. You know, when I was a teenager and we used to have, you know, I like this guy and this is my best friend and things like that. And when you're having those secret walks and everything throughout your gully, I remember, you know, one day something would happen and the third day there would be some auntie coming and talking to my mother. Oh, I had seen
तुझ्या मुलीला मी बघितलंय.
तुझ्या मुलीला तिकडे बघितलंय. Right.
कुठे गेली होती ती? तुला माहित नाही का? तिचा बरोबर कोण होता माहिती का? Yeah,
and at that point, I remember feeling very irritated, and also because I was a teenager. But later on, as today, when I look into that entire aspect, I can see that there was a lot of warmth in that kind of a culture because you were always perceived, not spied upon, you were perceived. So anything happening to any children, any child, anywhere around, if my mother, my father are not around, they they don't have to be totally into a loneliness kind of a vacuum, but they know that some neighbor, somebody, a school teacher, a school watchman is always eyeing, they know who's going where, what they are doing, and this I find a very beautiful aspect of the Indian culture. Similarly, I would like to know from you, this is my personal question because, sir, you're so elder to us also, and the way you put up the whole thing, about different generations in our first question itself. I would really like to know from you, what are these real gems of the Indian customs or the Indian heritage which you have noticed are fundamentally very healing, and we should try as a society not to give up on them, sir.
Collectivistic culture is important, but that is slowly going away in towns. And I'll give you a metaphor. The number of
Yeah.
people attending funerals have gone down. You don't know who has
Wow,
died.
absolutely, sir. Yes.
There's a notice. It is, we are very sorry to share that this man, and you don't know till the 80s and 80, till the early 80s and the late 80s. I would go to every funeral in my area for people whom I knew. But now, so the number of people going down in a funeral is a metaphor for the disconnection happening in the society, which
Yeah.
means I see that globalization is entirely responsible. The adverse effects of globalization is
Yeah.
connectivity has gone down. You don't know who's staying in the adjacent house because globalization does not give you enough time to share and be with people. When there was a cuddy on the door, you would walk into anybody's house. Then came the door. Then came the safety door. Then came the watchman in your area who goes around at night. Then came the phone down who will ask you, tumko kidhar jana hai?" And then came the CCTV camera. So what has happened is disconnection is worse than HIV.
Hmm.
Disconnection has caused one of the most important changes. As Emily Durkheim said, Enomy long ago, he said, predicted that 150 years from now. So, in this disconnected world, culture is also breaking. And in the
Hmm.
sea of anonymity across cities, you don't know who's going with whom and what's happening to whom. So, I would say that the best way to beat disconnection is to initiate reconnection. And there are some ways. One is always
Hmm.
take your children to all marriages, not to have the food and give the bill. Go when the ceremony is on. Let them run around and play. They will automatically meet a lot of cousins and a lot of others, and they'll exchange phone numbers even at the age of 8 or 7 or 10. That is one way of reconnecting and breaking disconnection. The second thing is observe all our festivals. See, the number of
Absolutely.
festivals is directly proportional to the length of the culture.
Wow, what a wonderful line that is. Yes.
Absolutely. I
I'm
mean,
going to write it down somewhere.
if
This
you
is
if you
really
go
very
to
good.
if you really go to Northeast India, I run an NGO, my dear friends, My Home India. I'm the president of the NGO.
Hmm.
Our aim is to integrate rest of India to Northeast. And if you go, say for example, if you go to Meghalaya, where there are predominantly three tribes, Khasi, Jainti, and Garu. They have so many festivals, and number of festivals is directly correlated to the length of the culture. So all festivals you have to celebrate, and remember one thing: the small rituals in a festival has a lot of meaning.
Hmm.
Don't let our children abuse our culture because we have been taught by leftist historians across the last 100 years that we need to be ashamed of a culture. All rubbish they have taught in our school books because after the World War, the leftist historians occupied the academical field, the academics, and the media. So let them be proud and tell them the meaning of the ritual. What happens when you
Yes,
put a tulsi plant into it? It's nothing to do with religion. It's all science. And
absolutely.
if you read about any ritual, understand it's all science, but don't be too ritualistic. And in the festivals, what happens? Again, the children play. They go around. They have fun. In that khelte, they get automatically reckoned. Festival is not to show how much money you have, how much glory you have attained, but intermingling of the community is effective during Indian Fest. That's number two. Number three
Yes.
is also encourage schools to have a lot of extracurricular activities which are involved, where there is compassion,
Yeah.
collaborative activity, cooperative learning, and working as a team. You know why America is doing well? They can manage a team. They can
Yeah.
manage an orchestra very well. They might hate you, but if they find you good in one subject, they will absorb you and get it the best out of you. America is a beautiful example how they manage at least 50 to 60 countries, people from 50 to 60 countries, and build a composite culture. And Indians are very good at jugalbandi. Tu bola, mai bola. Tu bola, mai bola. As it goes on. So I think right from young age, festivals build teams, marriages build teams, and a lot of activities where teamwork is happening. You build connectivity and you rekindle the culture. But culture is a dynamic phenomenon. It keeps on changing. It takes different shapes. Since we have survived 1500 years, it means there is
Hmm.
something deep which is not visible to the non-discerning eye. So we
It is there
really,
in our life force.
it
It's
is
that
there in a
wish
life
that
force.
it is
At the
there.
same time, don't overestimate it. See that you conserve it, but don't also be so rigid that to believe that everything in the past is fantastic. Turmeric is good for good health. Turmeric cannot kill an infection which is big. It cannot kill COVID. For that,
It
you
cannot.
take
Absolutely.
remdesivir. Well,
Yes.
Ayurveda is excellent, and we need to look at Ayurveda very passionately. But at the same time, when the heart vessels are blocked, you need to put a machine and clear that block so that you have to stand. So the best of the past and the present is something we need to really look at. But I pray to each one of you who's listening to the show, preserve your customs, whatever they are, as long as they do not violate human rights, as long as they build
Yeah.
equity and equality among the members of the family, and as long as they they tickle your compassion nerve inside your soul.
Yes, that's so important. That's really so important. And all those things that you spoke about, our culture and the way we are so subconsciously, there with it, so much well rooted, and because of which we are, you mentioned this, and it is quite an eye opener that we have survived so many onslaughts for more than 5,000 years, Dr. Shetty. On the same ground, I know that you have a lot of work in suicide prevention, and on Twitter, you're always talking about building policies at a country level related to suicide prevention. And as we had discussed earlier, also, that it's not just about keeping or helping some people to not take this option, but it is also about elevating the quality of life of our children and our adolescents. And it's not a materialistic quality of life, it's a meaningful quality of life that we are thinking about now. As a practitioner, and also as a layperson, also as a student, Dr. Shetty, I would really like to know if do you think, in your thought process, do you think that when we come from such diverse backgrounds, even with languages and so many different aspects which make India so beautiful, but we come from so many diverse backgrounds, diverse small individual histories, urbanization, rural aspects, caste, and even the class divide, can there be one kind of a format, or can we think of some guidelines, very basic guidelines, which would be true for each and every child's mental health in this country? It is such a it is a topic so close to my heart. I will really like to know from you, because we are always in our clinics and we are looking at people one to one. I mean, how many children and how many adults am I going to treat? Even physically, it's not possible to really work with a lot of people, right? And it's a very passionate spot in my heart, sir. If you could talk to us about it, as to, is there a thought, is there, can we all think about going in some one direction which really preserves the beautiful health of our children and really makes them into wonderful and very conscious citizens?
Let me start by saying that when a parent goes to a school to look at what his son has done or what his daughter has done. So, example, a parent who has a child in KG goes to the school and looks at all the drawings put across in the classroom. She tries to look at she tries to look at one drawing. मेरा बेटा का किधर है? If the parent looks at all the drawings and appreciates all the drawings and feels for them, at the same time loves what a child has done, that will
Yes.
help her to love her child better. So you feel for the
Wow.
world, you love your children
Yes.
better. So our endeavor for parents and all of us is to help increase our hug size. So if you teach the child to feel for
Every
others,
child is my child, kind of.
every child can be my child, though I love my child a little better because empathy is always unequal. I will take my son
Definitely.
to the pediatrician, but I might ask you to go to my pediatrician, but I will not take your child to the pediatrician, which is all right. But if
Yeah.
something happens in Bhopal, there's a gas leak, and you feel, that means your empathy is alive. What
Yeah.
globalization is doing is it's dehumanizing the entire country, which means अपने को नहीं
Very
हुआ है
true.
ना बॉस आणि ड्युरिंग शिवाजी's टाइम दे वुड से चार लोक एकत्र येतात जेव्हा पाचवा आपला खांद्यात आहे सो वी नीड टू अगेन रिह्युमनाइज सो I would say that first thing is teach children how to feel for others also as much as they feel for themselves. टीच चिल्ड्रन
Yeah.
की मोहल्ले का प्रॉब्लम अपना प्रॉब्लम है सिर्फ उसका प्रॉब्लम नहीं क्योंकि वो प्रॉब्लम मेरे घर में भी आ सकता है मेरे मेरे बिल्डिंग में एक छोकरी भाग गई किसी के साथ तो डोंट लुक एट दैट गर्ल with eyes of discrimination that she might spoil
Yes.
my daughter. Go and find out how you can help the father and the mother of the child, and as the child back, go and find out how you can reintegrate the child back into the community. If a boy has stolen something from the house or has been involved in the wrong side of the law below the age of 18, and if you hear that, don't tell your children, don't play with him. Go to the parents and find out what you can do to bring the child back to the fold and bring them back to. So compassion is very infectious. It's very infectious. So if we all build this early, resilience is built early. And as you said beautifully, life skills and resilience go hand in hand. लफड़े में पढ़ना पहले से बच्चों को सिखाओ. Till the time once they grow, they might not be able to handle an ordinary rickshawala on the road or a constable on the road. Let him learn that first. So street kids are much more smarter in their life skills than kids who live in houses which are big. Kids who live in houses might pull a string. His father's friend is a police officer, but he or she might not be able to deal with that issue face to face. So learn something from street kids, build the sense of feeling towards others, learn life skills at the same time, learn to confront a situation if you're not able to reconcile with the situation. Also, learn to maintain the integrity completely. In India, the poor people go to jail, but the rich get bail. So teach the child integrity. Teach the child. I still remember my mom would say when I was a small child, कोणी तुला तुला मारलं ना जाऊन शिक्षकांना सांगायचं. And the same mother told my grandson, मार खा के आने का नहीं, मार के आने का. I was shocked. I said, काय झालं? And she said, things have changed. Might is right. No, things have changed. Might is right. But to build the redressal symptoms in a country is our responsibility. शिकायत के सिस्टम पर विश्वास करना उसे फिर से मजबूत बनाना is very important. So globalization and systems in India have been weak. We are building a new India. In 1947, we got a Sat Bara Utara. If people who you would not know that term, but ordinary Indian.
But I know this reference.
सात बार अवतारा is a piece of land का जो
Is a piece of land,
PWD
yeah.
में जो map है तुम्हारा सात बार अवतार. We got a सात बार अवतार in 47. but the freedom movement is happening now. India is slowly finding out who he is. In a multi-composite culture, the sense of identity is being slowly evolved, and it will evolve after some time, madam. And if you remember, when Imran Khan used to bowl to in the Indian team, we would all feel that there's somebody so enormous bowling to us. When Ian Gautam would bowl to our Indian team, we would always feel somebody big. Now, Seva, Kohli, and Dhoni don't care. They'll beat any ball. So the youth of today do not feel the yoke of slavery of 1500 years. They're liberated.
Yes,
I have tremendous faith in the Indian youth, my dear Suchitra. India is on the
very
threshold of
true,
a
very
great
true.
tomorrow, but and they are the architect. But at the same time, if a child talks about death or dying, in spite of all what you have done, if the child is breaking down, don't wait. As you
Yes,
treat
don't wait.
malaria at the
True.
earliest, as you treat COVID at the earliest, treat any mental health changes at the earliest.
Very, very true, sir. Very true. Is there something that you will like to say, or is there something that you will like to tell the practitioners of mental health? You used to say something very wonderfully. I remember that, bring mental health to everybody has to become like a mental health warrior, and remove the concept of mental health just from which is restricted to clinics and very small spaces. Remove it, bring it into the society. I would like to hear a little bit more of that thought, Dr. Shetty, which I have heard, but I'm sure it would be splendid for our viewers to hear about that as well.
Well, if mental health professionals are listening to, let me say a few things.
Yeah.
Don't be a patient oriented mental health professional. Be a people oriented mental health professional. Morbidity
Yeah.
of mental illness around 12 to 15%, but there are 85% others who need you.
Yeah.
If you treat stress early, there is no depression. So go to the people, and that I think is very important. Don't remain confined to giving REBT, CBT, or any other therapy, which are very good. Which are very
Yeah.
good. That's number one. So as much time you spend with individual patients, you should spend at least 30-40% of the time in helping create mental awareness in the community. That is one. Number two is that don't believe that if you give a hall in Pandarinath Sahasrabudhe Hall and talking to 200 people, they're important, but you have the power of the social media. Escalate your
Absolutely.
activity and go on every medium, YouTube,
Yeah. To create
Instagram,
that awareness. Yeah.
Facebook, and Twitter, and use it effectively because you can escalate mental awareness, and social media will fill the gap of lack of mental professionals across the country. That is very, very important. Please get into all the media. I struggled in a school which I am involved in to tell the counselors. There was one counselor was resisting till today evening. I don't understand why. Cut that crap.
Yeah.
नाही मला आवडत नाही
Absolutely.
सोशल मीडिया आवडत नाही काय नाही आवडत बी प्रॅक्टिकल यू हॅव टू
Be practical.
you
Absolutely.
have to 130
Yeah.
crore Indians cannot wait for enough number of mental health
Absolutely.
professionals. India cannot wait. You have to reach out to them. That is number two. And third, be kind to your fellow colleague.
Yeah.
We are all not perfect. There never has been a saint on the earth. There never is a saint on the earth, and there never will be any saint on the earth. We have created saints because we want to see saints. We want to see the ideal, utopian, perfect human being. There never. So be kind to your colleague. See to it that if they have a difficulty, go and help them and see that you're bonded across time with your colleagues, and the world will respect you if the entire mental health fraternity is seen united and helping each other. That is the third most important. The fourth most important thing is that, see boss, our work is exhausting. Though there is a lot of satisfaction, our work is exhausting. We have to be mental health missionaries. even
Absolutely.
even now even now in any hospital you go, you'll find the name of the psychiatrist or psychologist at the most at the bottom. Or even in a school, the principal will say, "Na असं नाही करायचं, तसंच करायचं, हे मला आवडत नाही." Let us not complain. Mental health missionaries don't complain. A missionary is one who learns to how to weave his science or his field into others with skill, with patience and with a sense of commitment. मैं इस प्रिंसिपल को पटाऊंगा, 5 साल के अंदर यहाँ काउंसलिंग सेंटर नहीं आया तो मेरा नाम विश्वित तेरा इनामदार नहीं. So you have to have that Amitabh inside you कि शांति कंस्ट्रक्शंस का बोर्ड सब जगह लगेगा. So you have to be a missionary and you have to settle. No complaints. The school runs because of the school principal. If the school principal के दिमाग में उतारा तो everything changes. And the buck stops also at the school principal. So that is the fourth thing. You have to be a mental missionary. And lastly, स्वतःचा काळजी घ्या की we are not immune to the illnesses others suffer. We also may have issues in our adolescence. We have issues with our children, with our spouse, with our parents. लफड़ा हुआ तो खुद जाके मदद मांगने का. And I think if we optify, the two important things are being mental health missionaries and being extremely active in all mediums to escalate mental health awareness. 21st century is our century. 1 out of 7 Indians are mentally ill. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. Global Burden of Disease and Ministry of Health and Welfare said this a few months ago. 1 out of 1 member in every Indian family is mentally ill. This is our century. Let's grab this opportunity and talk about our field respectfully. Mental health science is not rocket science. At the same time, it is not philosophy. It is mathematics, close to mathematics, not quantum physics. And we need to build and empower people, where people at different levels to be strong so that people can take care of themselves, and you guys and we guys take care of the most complicated problems.
Absolutely, sir. That is so well said. Thank you so much, Dr. Shetty. And as we are coming to the end of the conversation, there were a lot of questions and which I incorporated into my questions itself. So we have almost covered most of the things. And of course, there would still be something else, but we can always keep it for a later time, right? And I would like to take this opportunity to talk to the viewers about so there are a lot of viewers right now in this, who are viewing this program and who will also view it later, who know that we are an organization which is called the Anthroposophic Psychology and Research Association. And anthroposophy, the mental health is the main canvas that we are working in. Anthroposophy is one guideline that we really revere and we work through it. And I want to take, and I'm sure all of them will agree with me, that anthroposophy, the way it works with the entire human being and the way the wisdom of the human being is celebrated and really understood. I think, and I have seen many such doctors, my son's pediatrician was one like that, who all of you, you are following anthroposophy in your practice, sir, because it is coming so much out of your own experience, the sensibility of, as you said, you use this word as well, that it is every human being is made with a lot of wisdom, and there is an anti-fragility system inside us which we bounce back. And that is exactly what anthroposophy is all about. One does not have to be an anthroposophist to actually experience it in one's life. And we were so happy, sir, to have all your views on mental health. Keep guiding us in this way, and we are so thankful to you. I will also like to mention some of our people who are, they are colleagues, they are students, they are so much with us in this entire fervor for the mental health awareness aspect. Some of them, like Sayami Zuekar and Zenai Yarde and Dina Kasat and Zenobia and Mittal and Dipti, Kunal, Anurag, we are really very happy to have all of you around with us. I'm sure Dr. Shetty really enjoyed speaking to all the viewers here. And we hope to have you again, sir, in such a wonderful interaction once again. Thank you very much.
My love and regards to everybody. Thank you,
Dr. Shetty.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm honored by your invitation. Thank you.
We are honored, sir, by your participation. Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Thank you very much.